Hi from Lake Tahoe. We are so excited to be here. We have planned this trip such a long time ago and just can't even believe it's here because this is such a beautiful place. I've never been here, Aiden's never been here, Connor's never been here, and we are just really looking forward to exploring and hanging out and really laying low too. Something that we've learned with just our family and traveling with a toddler. We're pretty chill when we travel. We don't really overpack the schedule, and for us, we have found that it's really worth it to book an Airbnb that we really enjoy staying in. It's very comfortable instead of, purchasing more excursions and crazy things like that, a lot of shopping, eating out. Mostly because with traveling with a baby, a toddler, we end up spending more time in the Airbnb, the place that we're staying, than we otherwise would. I'll insert a little tour here, some clips. Starting when you first walk in, you walk into the kitchen. We have a sweet little kitchen with an absolutely beautiful view right here. So crazy. I'll take you down there here in a second. Love all of her artwork on the walls too. Then the main living room. This is definitely where we plan to spend most of our time because, as you can tell over here, the view is insane. It is so beautiful. Connor has had so much fun just looking out and seeing all the different people on boats and paddle boards and kayaks. It's amazing. So cozy. We have a little table right here. It's nice that it's carpet too with him. And then you keep walking down and there's a single bed right here, which this just seems like the best place to sleep too. Just watching the water right here, waking up to the sunrise. And then you come out on the patio, a great place to sit and eat. And this has to be the selling point here. How incredible. I know I've said that probably 50 times already. Walk down here to our own little dock. We're staying in the north side of Lake Tahoe. We're right by Tahoe Vista. We're by a grocery store. We're by pretty much everything. It's a great central location, but having this beach is definitely the selling point. It's about 8:30 right now. We're trying to get going a little bit early because I've heard that the traffic's pretty crazy here. It gets pretty busy. We are gonna go grab some coffee, and then we're also gonna go to the East Shore Trail. I've heard that that's great if you have a stroller. It's pretty well paved, something pretty simple. Yeah, this place is really one of a kind, and we are so thankful to be here. This was the perfect trail since we were able to take our stroller, a game changer, and just walk out and back however long we were feeling. I believe you can also continue walking for a bit and you can just pop off the trail, and they have some absolutely gorgeous beaches alongside if that's more your speed. After our walk, we went over to the Cobblestone Center in Tahoe City to shop around. This was such a cute little shopping center, especially this Tahoe t-shirtery. Specifically, the store had the best souvenirs if you like just more kind of kitschy souvenir shops. This was great to get some scrapbook materials and t-shirts. Back from shopping around, I found the best souvenir shop that just had the best kitschy t-shirts and souvenirs that I was looking for. Got a t-shirt for Aiden, another t-shirt for Aiden, this little one for Connor. I just thought was sweet. He loves cars, so had to get that one. I got myself this one. I really liked the way the bears kind of looked like embroidered on. I've been looking for coasters too, and I thought that these would look really cute and cozy in our den. Sweet little bear coasters, and then just a bunch of sticker for the scrapbook, patch for the scrapbook, and a little pin. And obviously I'm in my swimsuit because we were gonna go jump in the lake. We also discovered we have a kayak here and a couple of other things. We might end up using those too. Before picking up dinner, we stopped at the Mount Rose Scenic Overlook, and it completely took us off guard. It was really high up. It was really beautiful, and I hadn't seen it in a bunch of travel guides or anything, but I think it's an easy place to stop at and definitely worth it. We picked up Jiffy's pizza, delicious. We actually had this a couple times on our trip, and we just brought it back to eat on our dock. What a day. I am so thankful we're here for the entire week because we have had the best day ever. About to head to bed. We're still adjusting to the time zone here. I don't always sleep great on vacation or just adjusting to sleeping in a new place, so I made sure to bring this as the needed sleep support. I've been taking this at home too, but I am not a big supplement person. I don't have this crazy supplement lineup. I keep it very minimal. This is something I am going to have in my routine for so long. It's just a more natural sleep support. I've always struggled with sleep. It's definitely gotten better over the years, but stress related sleep struggles, you have to check out Needed. I'm so thankful to be partnering with them on today's video. Needed was actually created by two mothers, and their whole mission is just to close the gaps in prenatal care, postpartum care, just general care for women, because 95% of women are deficient in at least one key nutrient. And then a lot of the vitamins that we're taking have added sugar, they have fillers, just ingredients that you don't want to be putting in your body. I know firsthand that pregnancy, postpartum are such tender periods of a woman's life, and I love that Needed is there for sleep support. This is great to take if you're pregnant as well because it's made with no melatonin, it's magnesium, L-theanine. It basically just tastes like a little bit of a sweeter chamomile tea. It's very neutral. I've also been using the immune support leading up to this trip because I do not want to get sick. We've been looking forward to this for a while. This has elderberry, zinc, and it also has pre and postbiotics in it. You can check out the link in my description or use my code Michelle Reed at checkout for 20% off your first order. I do not mess around with my sleep. It is very crucial. I'm a much better mom, a much better wife, friend, and just a happier person when I get good sleep. And again, you can check out the link down below or use my code Michelle Reed at checkout for 20% off your first order. Good morning. It is bright and early. We were gonna wake up early and actually go to Secret Cove Beach, but wasn't really thinking through the fact that it is a technically clothing optional beach, so not sure about bringing a toddler there. I think that's something we might try to do individually during nap time, but there is a hike nearby. It seems like a pretty doable one to do with a toddler. There's a place nearby that has good bagels. Thought it might be nice to pick up some bagels before stick around here and then figure out something to do in the afternoon. We picked up bagels at Java Hut. Again, another place we ended up going to a couple times. Really great bagels. This is gonna be a good workout for mama. We then hiked up Eagle Rock Trail, and this only took us about 20 minutes each way. A very seamless hike, especially if you have kids, and the views are stunning. Amazing. The view was so worth it. It was great for kids. If you have kids, a toddler, it took us probably 15 minutes. It is straight up the whole time, but it was a good workout and the view was so worth it. So I would highly recommend. And now I'm going on a bit of a solo excursion to the Secret Cove Beach. It just feels criminal not to visit here while we're visiting, but of course, I think it's something best to do just with adults. So Aiden's staying back with Connor during nap time. This is kind of peak time. It's noon. I have no idea if I'm going to get a parking spot. It is Monday, so I'm hopeful maybe it's not quite as crowded. It's a gorgeous day and I have a feeling it'll be pretty crowded, but we're just gonna try it. If it doesn't work, worst case if I don't find parking or anything, then I'll just have a beautiful drive with the top down, 70 degrees, still worth it. I'm not 100% sure if it was legal, but we're on the way. solo date. It was really fun. I'm glad that I could check it off my list, but I will say I didn't end up jumping in. I really wanted to. I contemplated kind of scaling some rocks to find a spot because it was definitely packed. I knew it would be packed. So if you're gonna visit, I would recommend going early in the morning and kind of claiming a spot. The water was amazing though. I just wasn't really confident in my skills of climbing rocks to find a spot by myself. It did look like there's some other beaches on the side of the road though. I'd be curious to know if there are real secret beaches. I'm sure the locals know the real spots that I could see people at from the highway, but I was wondering, how do people get down there? But I think for the rest of the afternoon, we are just gonna hang out at our Airbnb. I don't know if it's the altitude or something, but I have been feeling very winded. Neither of these hikes were super intense. They were both uphill. I'm just gonna lay low, might take some family photos down at the dock, possibly get ice cream. That sounds like a good plan. That night we walked to one of the few ice cream shops near us, but I will say the Log Cabin ice cream shop down the road ended up being our favorite, and we went there a couple times on our trip too. Good morning. Today we are actually headed to South Lake Tahoe. We're gonna go to Emerald Bay State Park, one of the most popular destinations here that we're really excited. It looks absolutely beautiful. Trying to get out the door as early as possible per usual because like everything else I've heard, it does book up all the parking and everything. So want to get a head start. We might end up doing some other things in South Lake Tahoe just because we are about 45 minutes of a drive. So gonna make the most of it. But at the same time, don't want to push it with our little guys, see how much he's up for. Yes! But yeah, feeling excited. It'll be fun to see a different part since we've only really been north, east, and west at this point. And the state park has so much to do. We don't really have any specific plans. We're just gonna walk around, see what we get up to. We just popped in and out of the state park since our son ended up getting pretty sleepy and was having trouble falling asleep there. And we just thought, you know what, let's pivot. The drive to Heavenly Mountain was about 35 minutes, which was the perfect amount of time for a little car nap for him. And we ended up riding the gondola. This, I will say, is a little bit expensive. So if you're gonna do this, they have a ride you can go on and an observation deck that I think is worth stopping at. It was really cool to see, and our son enjoyed going up and down. It was kind of like our own version of a little ride, and it was really beautiful.
This is very peaceful.
Not sure what I think I'm doing with the shot. On the way back, we picked up sandwiches and bagels from Tahoe Bagel. This was one of the most recommended places, and they were really great. Did not disappoint. Yesterday I didn't record too much. It was just a bit of a bumpier day. Just needed a day to take it slow, kind of regroup, figure out what we wanted to do, and hang out. We liked the idea of going back to the Emerald Bay State Park today. I still like that idea, but we don't really want to repeat yesterday. Just kind of stay closer to here, not do any big drives. So there's another hike we want to do. It's about 15 minutes from us. I think even less than that. The Stateline Fire Lookout. It looks really beautiful. It has a great view, and it seems pretty simple to do with our son. It's about 6 o'clock. I'm sure you can tell I just woke up, so I'm about to put myself together, have a cup of coffee that's brewing, and get this day started. I've worn so many Free People sets this trip. They're just so great for hiking. Most of these are from my newly. The little toddler hiking boots have also been a hit. Of course, he's not really doing too much hiking on the ground. Every now and then he wants to run around a little bit, so we weren't worried about him breaking them in or anything, but I think he likes wearing them. This was yet again a perfect hike for kids. It was a steep climb up, but it only took us about 25 minutes or so each way, and there's also plenty of space to walk around at the top. There's basically a full loop you can go around. It was really sweet too because our son ended up falling asleep in the carrier, which he has not done since he was really young, and that was just a very special moment.
Oh my gosh. It's really Cash's doppelganger.
And the same harness too.
Does that not look just like Cash?
Yeah.
You should get another golden.
That was another perfect hike with kids. It was so great. It was the perfect length. Also a good workout, especially because I've had a pretty heavy weighted vest on me most of the hikes, which I love. It does give me such a good workout. And now I'm feeling a little risky. I have been wanting to jump in the water. And if you don't know, the water here is pretty chilly year round. It feels very similar to the water in New England when we visit up there, visit Aiden's family. But I haven't actually gotten in yet. And it's about 10 o'clock, so it's probably gonna be pretty chilly, especially chilly at this time of day, but I'm just feeling like going for it. Sounds nice to do a cold plunge. It was special too on our hike because Connor actually fell asleep in the carrier. He has not done that since he was under a year old. It's been a long time. That was definitely a special moment for us. That was very cold, but very refreshing. I'm glad to say that I did it. Aiden just did some shopping on his own, and I'm about to do my thing. We kind of do this when we're traveling just us to give each other time to do something that they want to do. And something I passed on the way back from Secret Cove Beach, there was a beautiful plant nursery. Obviously, I'm not going to buy any plants, but they seem to have a gift shop, and I'm looking for something for my parents for watching Cash for us. I also saw there was a thrift store next door. I love going to thrift stores in different states, different places, because it feels like next level thrifting of really treasure hunting because it's other people's trash in a completely different state. That dip was also my shower, so that's why I have mascara still smudged under my eyes. This Tahoe Gifting Co. had the most unique handmade items from local artists. I wanted to buy everything in this shop, but I controlled myself. That was the nicest little browsing session. These shops, so cute, and I did end up picking up a few things that I wanted to share. At the gift store, they had these handmade ornaments. Basically everything in there was handmade by local artists. Look how gorgeous this little shell is as a Christmas ornament. I had to pick it up. She was telling me that this business owner, she camps and finds the shells and then makes them while she's just like eating lunch and chilling out camping. And then the Pet Foundation thrift store, they had so many things. I wish I wasn't flying because they had a bunch of glass things that I wanted to pick up. I got this album actually for my mom. It's a photo album, not that she needs a photo album. I think you can actually display recipes in here too, which would be cool. But she's always been drawn to more kind of tropical prints. We had these monkeys in our bathroom growing up, so I just thought that was sweet and a unique thing to get her. This frame was absolutely precious. I think that this will fit well in the suitcase too to bring home. A little lighthouse for a shelf in our home. So cute. We have so much New England stuff around our house, so I thought this would be fitting. The nursery gift shop was also adorable. The nursery itself just felt like a secret garden wonderland. It was so beautiful just being amongst all the pine trees. It was very peaceful, but I'm gonna head home, grab some groceries, go see the boys. Before grabbing ice cream at the log cabin, we stopped by the Ferrari playground, which definitely had the prettiest view I have ever seen at a playground. It was a lot of fun for Connor. Good morning. It is our last day here, which is very sad, but we're trying to think of what we want to do this last day. We're getting a bit of a later start this morning, so our options are either there's a Meadow trail that looks really pretty nearby. It's a bit of a farther drive, but we could take our stroller, or there's also the Monkey Rock hike. It's closer to drive. It's a little bit of a longer hike, so I don't think we would be able to do the entire thing, but we've been enjoying starting the day with a hike or a walk, so either one of those, I will update you guys what we end up choosing. But it's a beautiful, clear last day in Tahoe, and we're making the most of it. This Tahoe Meadows trail was yet again another perfect trail for kids, all mostly flat and full of really scenic views of the meadow. In hindsight, we probably wouldn't have taken our strollers since it's not really made for off-roading or anything, but it still managed. It did pretty well. We picked up bagels from Java Hut. This is the second time we've gone here. This doesn't look exciting. It is so good. I didn't get cheese on it too, so it looks a little bit more plain, but the bagel's delicious. That was such a nice walk. It was fun seeing a different terrain, actually seeing a meadow, and they had so many interesting signs along the trail. It was the perfect length too, great for a toddler. We brought our stroller. I wouldn't necessarily say it's stroller friendly. I thought the whole thing was just kind of a boardwalk, but it was mostly gravel, and our stroller's nothing fancy. If you had a jogging stroller, that would be really great for that. I'm about to enjoy our last little nap time down by the dock, lay out a little bit, read. When Connor wakes up, I think we're gonna go back to the Emerald Bay State Park. That is the one area that we didn't really get to see too much of, and we would love to try again. And if it doesn't work, it doesn't work, but as it's our last day, that's the one thing we really want to see more of, and if it doesn't work, that's totally fine. Of course, it'll be midday, so probably extra crowded then, and again, we'll just see what happens. We successfully completed the Vikingsholm trail at Emerald Bay State Park. The hike down was a breeze, but I will say the climb up was very steep, and it was a little bit of a bummer because when we actually got down there, the castle itself was under construction, so there really wasn't a ton to see, but it was still a nice walk, and Connor got to run around a little bit. There's also a beach down here and just a lot of area to walk around, some cool trees you can stand inside. It was still fun. From back home, we made it back home safely. So thankful for that, and just so thankful for our trip. I'm sure it's very apparent that we had so much fun. It was such a smooth, restful, but watching this video back, we did so many things, and I'm just really thankful to have these memories. I think the biggest reason why we enjoyed this trip so much was, one, how just family friendly everything was around us, how laid back, especially the north side of Lake Tahoe. The south end may be similar, we just didn't spend a ton of time there. So many restaurants were outside. Of course, just spending so much time in nature always rejuvenates you in a really great way. Another huge part of it was Aiden just having a week off. That's not something that happens super often, so it was just really great to spend time together and doing fun activities like this as an entire family. So we are so thankful for our trip. I'll try to link everything I mentioned down below if you're interested, but I just wanted to close this off and say thank you guys so much for watching. And if the travel videos aren't as much of your thing, I do have lots of normal videos coming, lots of home stuff. As you can see, our house is kind of chaos right now because we're doing a lot on our house that I'll share in my next video. But thank you guys so much for being here, and I'll catch you guys in my next one.